Welcome back, fan stands, to the Week 12 finals between Bant Control and Kiora. Now, Bant Control was played by Nikolay this week, and what they seek to do is stifle the opponent's game plan, get card advantage, and then resolve a Planeswalker to finish the game. Meanwhile, Kiora, played by Joe, seeks to play Birthing Pod, chain creatures with powerful ETB effects, and utilize the untapped ability of Kiora. Here's game one. Alright, we're into game one. We have Nikolay on the left with their Bant Control list, and on the right we have Joe playing Kiora. Looks like Joe is mulliganing a card down, and so is Nikolay, so we're both on opening sixes. And let's see. Looks like Joe will be the one to start us off, playing a Tropical Island into a Veteran Explorer. This one has a death effect that lets both players search for 2 basics, but if you don't have basics in your deck, it only favors the pod player. Nikolay we have playing a Trop into Mox Emerald, and they're going to play Channel, paying 7 life for Karn Liberated. Very powerful Planeswalker that enters with 6 loyalty. You can uptick it for 4 to have your opponent exile a card from their hand. You can downtick it for 3 to exile a target permanent. And for a -14 ultimate, you can have Karn restart the game, and you keep all the cards exiled by Karn. So right now we have a Teferi going underneath that Karn. Joe's going to have to really pressure this Planeswalker, find some other way to remove it from the battlefield. Maybe start their own combo win if they're going to want to come back from this Karn. Looks like we're going to have Veteran Explorer get into the red zone, attacking Nikolay directly. If we can stop this Planeswalker and pressure Nikolay quick enough, we can get him dead before the Karn can ultimate. So Time Walk, going to give some extra time, but still we're only dealing 1 damage a turn. But we've got a Fibblethip on the battlefield, who's going to draw us an extra card. But with that, we'll pass to Nikolay. No extra land drop from Joe. We've got Karn upticking again. Joe will have to exile another card from the hand. This one destroys a non-creature permanent or returns a card from your graveyard to the library on ETB, or to your hand. But otherwise, it's just a 3/4. And with this new information, Nikolay's deciding what to do. We can try to continue to protect our Planeswalker or hold up interaction. Looks like they're debating. We're going to Time Walk. Just keep that tempo up. And this means that Joe can't stop an ultimate if it's coming. Nikolay with many options after casting that Ancestral Recall. Looking at a balance in hand, could continue to keep this Planeswalker on board, but probably doesn't want to ramp Joe for the extra lands that Veteran Explorer would grab. Just going to keep getting value from this Karn Liberated. Here's an Ancestral Recall. Now notably, you only grab the permanents from Karn when you restart the game that are exiled by him. So this Ancestral is just out of the game no matter how many games are played in this first match, first game. But looks like we drew another land. We've got a Tundra in play. And getting into the red zone. Attacking Nikolay here because at this point, putting 2 damage on Karn doesn't mean much. Nikolay deciding if they want to continue to play more to the board or ultimate their Planeswalker. They've got a Teferi and a counterspell in hand, so can definitely continue to play the value game and drain more resources from Joe. Just really lock up the victory. As we saw, this game started with a very explosive beginning, and many games in Season 9 have explosive beginnings. So just want to make sure that if we do restart the game with Karn, that we're in such a far enough ahead position that an explosive start from Joe wouldn't just take the game right from under Nikolay. And it looks like debating going down to exile a permanent now. But instead we'll get that last card from Joe's hand, and wow, Karn is a win condition on its own, so Nikolay probably set and ready to fire off this ultimate now that a game plan is clearly achievable. Having Karn would also mean that any explosive start from Joe couldn't involve fast mana, as Karn would lock Joe out of that. So we have Karn liberated here, -14. It's gonna restart the game. If you've never played Shahrazad or any restart the game effects, this is not either player scooping. We are still in game 1, but there is a game within this game. Both players are going to shuffle their cards back into the libraries. Both players are going to go back to their starting life total of 20, and both players are going to actually resolve mulligans again. Notably, the cards that were exiled by Karn Liberated are going to continue to be exiled. Nikolay will just start with them out on the battlefield, putting him supremely ahead. Notably, Karn's ultimate also makes it so that the player who ultimated them goes first. So we have both players looking at 7s for the second time this game, which you usually only do in Commander, but Karn Liberated is very powerful. Here we're confirming that certain permanents are in play, whereas the non-permanents stay in exile. And wow, we have a very powerful hand from Nikolay, it looks like. They've got Ancestral, they've got Counter Magic, 2 counter spells, in fact, to protect this win. And with Teferi out as well, no chance for Joe to respond much. And it looks like Joe, understanding that any old 7 won't do, is going to mulligan down aggressively. See if there's any way out of this mess. But we've got Teferi starting at 4 loyalty, Karn starting at 5. Being on the play, Nikolay will have the tempo advantage to get their Karn combo from their sideboard. But notably, doesn't really have any fast mana. It's just going to be a slow and steady win from here. But we can't quite count Joe out just yet. Joe plays a lot of creatures, so might be able to pressure the Planeswalkers. But that 3/4 is definitely going to put a hurdle in front of him. It's going to be really tough to get back from this one. Joe having another think after looking at these new 7 cards. It looks like we're ready to begin. We'll have Tundra played from Nikolay. Gonna grab part 1 of our combo from the sideboard with Time Vault. Picking this up instead of Mirage Mirror because we can curve out 2 into 3 into 3 for the combo pieces. Normally you would grab Mirage Mirror because it's a more playable card on its own. But here we're just looking to end the game. And alright, a fast start could help. If we can get a fast start into a wheel of some kind, maybe this will remove the combo from potential. But for now, we'll just have this Progenitor Exarch get into the red zone. Knock Joe down to 15. And here we go. Putting Joe into check. Gonna reveal this Mirage Mirror. Bounce that birds to, again, further protect. Make sure that Joe can't cast some wheel on turn 2. That would save him from the combo. The birds was one of the few ways that you would be able to get to 3 mana on 2 with a Karn the Great Creator in play. But for now, it's just birds go again. Another land in play. 3 mana, Mirage Mirror, probably hitting the battlefield now. Mirage Mirror, you can pay 3 mana to have it become a copy of an artifact, land, or creature already in play. So because it's already untapped, you can have it become a copy of the Time Vault, tap it, take an extra turn, and then at the end of turn, it reverts back to a Mirage Mirror. So when you go to your next untap step, it no longer, it can untap as normal. And here we have Joe playing a Narset, down ticking here. I'm not sure what we can find for 1 mana at this stage in the game. With infinite turns presented, Nikolay can just swing with the Exarch on board, and Joe, seeing the writing on the wall, is going to concede. And that'll be game 1. See you in game 2. Alright, here we're back into game 2. Joe on the right playing Kiora Pod, Nikolay on the left playing Bant Control. We have Joe mulliganing down to 5, it would appear. And we're just going to play a Forest and pass. We've got a Trop from Nikolay. Into Mox Pearl, Mox Sapphire, and looks like, yep, we even have a Black Lotus too. And looks like we have something to do with it too. Here's Nissa who shakes the world. Upticking on this land, creating a 3/3, and Joe's going to be in danger. Looks like we're just confirming what Nissa gives the land, and it is haste, so it'll be able to swing for 3. Joe under the gun. Looks like they might have a Karn the Great Creator in hand to present a win eventually, but this Nissa isn't going to give Joe much time. And we'll pay some life for Gitaxian Probe to see Counterspell a land and channel, which is not what you want to see if you need to resolve something to get rid of that Nissa. Nikolay is going to be able to protect with a counterspell because that tropical island has vigilance. And we'll uptick on our Savannah and beat in for 6. No blocks from Joe. Gonna need every point of mana they can. Ooh. And that Time Walk is going to be the nail in the coffin. Joe seeing it and is going to pack it up. Nikolay with a clean 2-0, becoming our Week 12 champion.